I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Here.
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 Here. Good evening to all. Item number 1 is approval of minutes, meeting of August 19, 2015. Any additions or corrections or comments?
Move. Second.
Roll call, please.
Yes.
Abstain. I'll abstain. I was also not here except for the voice vote by phone.
Yes.
Mayor Shackle.
Yes. Item number 2 is a presentation by David Costa, our Chair of our Environmental Commission. Dave, I'll turn it over to you. So request to approve variance on 40 Clover Hill Road, block 7.02, lot 32.
Mr. Mayor and committeemen, the Environmental Commission went out and talked to Carlos and looked at his request. He's requesting to put 3 gates through the drainage easement on the westerly side of his property. He wants to close the entire property. He has 3 children. He wants to make it a little safer for his children. This would require 3 gates to go through the drainage easement. The original proposal was for 10-foot wide gate. We checked with our DEP and they requested a 20-foot wide gate, and the applicant has agreed to put in a 25-foot gate. So what we're recommending is that permission be granted to install the 3 fences. As you can see from the plan, one is at the street, one is about halfway down the property, one is at the end of the property. At those 3 locations, each of the fences across the drainage easement would have to have a 20-foot wide gate so that the appropriate vehicles from DEP can go down. The drainage easement should not be necessary. All fence posts that would be dug to put in the gates and the fence would have to be hand dug so that there was no damage, to ensure that there was no damage to the pipe. In this case, it would be difficult to damage the pipe because it's a concrete pipe going down the property, but we would require them to be hand dug. During the installation of the fence and the gates, there would be no trees would be removed. The gates must remain unlocked at all times, 24 hours a day, to ensure that DEP has appropriate access to the drainage easement. The 6th recommendation is the township would not be liable for any landscaping, pavements, or other improvements destroyed or damaged, including the fence as a result of carrying out the purpose of the drainage easement. And then the last one is that there is some potential question as to whether there's freshwater wetlands in the southwesterly corner of the property. If there was, this approval would not authorize the placement of the fence within the freshwater wetland buffer area without first getting DEP approval. So we would recommend that to the committee. If the committee has any questions, I'll be very happy to answer them. The applicant is also here, Mr. Paulus, that should have any questions.
Did you mention the 3rd gate?
Excuse me?
Did you mention the 3rd gate?
Yes, there's 3 gates, one at the street, one about halfway down the property, and then the bottom of it. You can see from the plans where Mr. Paulus has the gates. The only addition to the plan that was submitted is the gate was added at the street level.
As you get close to Clover Hill Road, how high is that fence up there in the front yard?
The fence in the front is going to be 4 feet, which
Nice.
is by ordinance. The fence for the rest of it is going to be 6 feet.
So up until, so it'll be 4 and then in the front, and then it'll go down to.
Right, once you get to that, down to the side of the house, back here and around there, that's going to be 6 foot. But the front and the 2 sides, about the middle of the house, will be 4 feet.
That's-
By ordinance. That's not be more than 4 feet.
Just a silly question, is the pipe clear now?
Yes, we believe
It
so.
flows?
Well, there's no water flowing right now with the weather we've had. We went to inspect it with bone dry. There has been no report of incidents concerning the pipe not being.
You would know that. It flows, it flows. I hate to have it, you put the fence up and then they have to go right back in and out.
Gentlemen, anything else? Dave, we always appreciate the work of the Environmental Commission and you as chairperson in protecting our environment in the township. Mr. Paulus, we welcome you to the township. Speaking with you, I know that you have a history here with your parents, and I'm glad to have you back. I look forward to meeting the rest of your family one day. I'm actually right around the corner from you, so welcome to the township and neighbor. And I also throw him on the spot. He, in his current town, he's a member of his environmental, or his prior town, member of the Environmental Commission. So I see a future volunteer in our midst. So look forward to that too, sir. Thank you very much. There you go. Second. Roll call.
Deputy Mayor Orville,
Yes.
Mayor Nagel,
Yes.
Mayor Fitzgerald,
Yes.
Mayor McInnes.
Yes.
Mayor Chaplin.
Yes. Resolution, or item number 3 is Resolution 2015-101, resolution confirming appointment of Township Administrator Kathleen Capristo. And I have a few comments to share about Kathleen and the excitement that I have for her to be here tonight. Sure. So Kathleen comes to us with a unique blend of private and public sector experience. She has a strong background in human resources with over 20 years of management experience. Kathleen's public sector experience includes alternate registrar of vital statistics, deputy municipal clerk, and municipal clerk. She has been employed by the boroughs of Spring Lake Heights, Jamesburg, and Spring Lake before accepting the position here in Colts Neck Township. She also has experience in tax and utility collection, purchasing, and employee relations. We had a subcommittee of Committeeman McNow and myself to start the interview process several months ago. We saw well over 51 people and read many more applications and resumes than that. So we were extremely picky, which is some of the process that took the time that it did. But now I know why, because we found Kathleen. So we're very happy that she's here. So we really truly believe, all 5 of us here and our interim administrator, that her strong organizational and communication skills will make her a perfect fit for the township. Any comments from the committee? Sure, that would probably be a good idea to do that for her.
Thank you, Mayor. Just briefly, if I could, probably one of the great measures of the quality of a new hire is who shows up to see the swearing in. So I have to admit that this is, I'm probably becoming a little long in the tooth, almost along with the senator, because I think I've worked with all of the administrators that are here to see Kathleen sworn in. We have our Chief of Police, Kevin Slaughter, for those of you that don't know, is here. I wouldn't have known up until 15 minutes ago that he was connected to Kathleen, but that's obviously a good contact. And I think in order of time spent in the seat, I probably have to start with Bob Bowden being the longest in the seat, more than Tom Antis. Our current administrator, Teresa Casagrande, is probably next. Yes, in tenure. Brian Dempsey, who I've now worked with in a couple places. And the shortest tenured after she's sworn in is Kathleen Capristo. But we welcome her, and we thank these other administrators for coming out. It's a true sign that something is going in the right way. We thank all of you. Thank you.
Yes, please.
Just to reiterate the mayor's comments, for those of you that have been asking about on a monthly basis or somewhat of a monthly basis how our selection process has been going for the administrator, and we were somewhat coy in our responses. It wasn't intentional. We were very deliberate in our selection process. As the mayor indicated, we saw an awful lot of resumes. We interviewed a lot of folks, and we thank you for the public for being patient with us. And also thank Mr. Antis for agreeing to stay on during our extended selection process to help the town continue to run smoothly, and also to help us out in the future. on a consultant basis to help transition our new administrator to do that. So I really do want to extend our appreciation to Mr. Antis for really helping us out, because if he didn't agree to do this, we would have been in the bind. We wouldn't have been able to do what we were looking to do, which is to find the right person that's the right fit for our town. And thankfully, thankfully we were able to do that. So
Excellent, I appreciate that. Gentlemen, with that, I need a motion for approval.
So moved.
Second?
And roll call, please.
Deputy Mayor Wargo?
Yes.
Chairman Engel?
Yes.
Mayor Fitzgerald?
Yes.
Mayor McDonald?
yes.
Mayor Shasta?
Yes. Item number 4 is Resolution 2015-102, resolution confirming the appointment of Deputy Municipal Clerk, which is also Kathleen. Any comments from the committee?
So moved. Second.
Roll call, please.
Deputy Mayor Wargo?
Yes.
Mayor Engel?
Yes.
Mayor Fitzgerald?
Yes.
Mayor McDonald?
Yes.
Mayor Shasta?
Yes. Kathleen, if you come up and anybody you would like to invite with you, feel free.
We're doing more important stuff to do, obviously.
Absolutely. Great. You can place your hand, raise your right hand, and repeat after me. I,
I,
say your name,
Kathleen M. Caristo,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of New Jersey,
of the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance
and allegiance
to the same,
to the same,
and to the governments established in the United States
and to the governments established in the United States
and in this state,
and in this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly
and justly
perform all the duties of the office of
perform all the duties of the office of
Township Administrator and Deputy Municipal Clerk, Township of Colts Neck,
Township Administrator and Deputy Municipal Clerk, Township of Colts Neck,
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Well, she's catching up, Mayor, and we'll tell you, just a little funny anecdote. I was talking to Brian Dempsey, who's the administrator at Spring Lake, where Kathleen works now, and she actually mentioned to him that she was being sworn in. He had to find out what channels. Probably just got to work for
I should have known.
As exciting for me, and knowing her much longer, it is my privilege to introduce Resolution 2015-103, resolution confirming appointment of the municipal clerk, Beth Cara. Beth was appointed as the Township Deputy Municipal Clerk on July 11, 2005. She has received her registered municipal clerk state certification October 18, 2007, and she's currently finishing up towards her next level of clerk certification, which is certified municipal clerk, and that's going to be happening in the very near future. In the absence of our municipal clerk all of these years, she has filled in and successfully and perfectly performed her duties as municipal clerk. In the days of emails and all, Beth and I have spoken during my time in the committee at 6 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock at night, weekends, Sundays. So she serves Colts Neck extremely well, and we're very excited for this position. Any comments, John?
Just briefly, Mayor, I think that we're obviously lucky and blessed that Beth is moving up sort of to something she's been kind of doing all along. So with that, and as a point of order, Mayor, only because you usually defer to the rest of us as the custodian of the gavel, but I think probably in order for you to make the motion and maybe an angle having served the longest with Beth thus far, maybe as a first and a second might be more.
I do appreciate that. It's my pleasure and honor to make the motion to approve this resolution.
May second.
Roll call, please.
Deputy Mayor Wargo?
Yes.
Mayor Engel?
Yes.
Mayor Fitzgerald?
Yes.
Mayor McDonald? Mayor Shasta?
Resounding yes. Then you can join me up, so I have the privilege of swearing you in. You can stand it right. Efficiency.
Go slower for this time, Mayor.
Sir, Mr. Babbitt, can you join us, please? Repeat after me, please.
I, Beth Kara,
Do solemnly swear
solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same
and allegiance to the same
and to the governments
and to the governments
established in the United States
established in the United States
and in this state,
and in this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform all the duties
and justly perform all the duties
of the office of the municipal clerk, Township of Colesnet,
of the office of municipal clerk, Township of Cold Snack,
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Bob, I've practiced a few times. You flowed so much better reading that out. I should have kept better notes when you did it. Excellent, there you go. Hey, what is that? Very nice. Very nice. Thank you for some little secret you guys have. Item number 8 is resolution 2015-104, resolution authorizing a bid. This is disposal of leaves, which we, as the resolution title says, we did go out to bid. We received 3 bids. We've chosen the lowest, and we've worked with this vendor, if you will, before. It's $2.70 per cubic yard. Any comments from the committee? Motion to approve, please.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Deputy Mayor Longo?
Yes.
Commissioner Randall?
Yes.
Commissioner Fitzgerald?
Yes.
Commissioner McNabb?
Yes.
Mayor Shattuck?
Yes. Item number 9, resolution 2015-105, resolution authorizing the optional 12-month extension to the 2-year contract for recycling services for the year 2016. So this is a bid that was done some time ago. We received back then 5 different bids. Once again, out of that was the lowest bid. It happens to be Secudis Brothers, so they have been the ones doing it for the past 2 years and will continue the next year. Any comments? Motion to approve, please.
So moved.
Second. Roll call, please.
Deputy Mayor Longo?
Yes.
Commissioner Randall?
Yes.
Commissioner Fitzgerald?
Yes.
Commissioner McNabb?
Abstain on the comment.
Mayor Shattuck?
Yes. Item number 10, resolution 2015-106, resolution. I'm sorry. I did. Resolution authorizing the optional 3rd year to the contract for private snow plowing services from December 15 to December 14, 16. So once again, you can see this is an optional 3rd year contract. Looking at it, we felt that this was the best alternative for us. Just to refresh your memory, our public works does about half the town, and for a long time, as long as I can remember, there's been a private contractor to do the other half of town. So this is extending that contract. Any comments, John? Motion, please.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Deputy Mayor Longo?
Abstain.
Commissioner Randall?
Yes.
Commissioner Fitzgerald?
Yes.
Commissioner McNabb?
Yes.
Mayor Shattuck?
Yes. Item number 11 is motion to approve consent agenda following the following resolutions. 2015-107, resolution authorizing execution of A1 consent form, planning board application number 718, St. Mary's Church for a new septic system. Resolution 2015-108, authorizing acceptance of performance guarantee and inspection fees, planning board application number 718, St. Mary's Church. Resolution 2015-109, resolution authorizing release of application fees, zoning board application number 945. Resolution 2015-110, resolution authorizing release of inspection fees, planning board applications numbers 646 and 703, 703A, block 46, lots 13 and 14. That's the Orchard Shopping Center. Resolution 2015-111, authorizing release of inspection fees, planning board application number 387. Resolution 2015-112, authorizing release of maintenance guarantee and inspection fees, zoning board application number 509. Resolution 2015-113, confirming appointment of the following are all appointments for Kathleen Capristo. So resolution confirming her appointment as Community Development Representative. Resolution 2015-114, confirming her appointment as our Public Agency Affirmative Action Compliance Officer. And the last one, Kathleen, I promise for now, is 2015-115, confirming appointment of Mid-Jersey Joint Insurance Fund Commissioner. Comments? If not, motion to approve consent. Second. Roll call, please.
Deputy Mayor Rojo?
Yes.
Mayor Mango?
Yes.
Mayor Fitzgerald?
Yes.
Mayor McNamara?
Yes.
Mayor Chancellor?
Yes. Mr. Antis, your report, please.
First, officially, congratulations. Couldn't find a better place to be the township administrator. Wish you many, many, many years. Secondly, same to you, Beth. Just invaluable in, like Bob says, is a month or two. We're now in our 5th month, but you were invaluable from day one. Thank you so much. Met with Gordon Moak of the Shade Tree Commission. The volunteers were doing some trimming. It turned out there were 6 trees that they couldn't handle that were dying. Hooked them up with Ed Thompson, DPW. All the trees were removed. Shade Tree came back and actually said thank you. Terrible. At the direction of the committee, I met with Steve Warndorf, organizer of Old St. Rock Fest. We reviewed the general organization and how everything would go, and just in summary, it is scheduled for September 19th and 20th at Parks Mill. They have filled out a special use permit for use of the park. The fee is $200 just to offset any township costs. There's going to be some small electric and so forth. Committee directed me to make sure that the township was whole. They are going to hire an off-duty coastal police officer for both days, anytime the public is in the park. This is in the 8th year. It is growing every year, and the committee wanted to be proactive in setting up precedent, probably for future years. So this was a very good idea. They also agreed to that. We received the insurance certificate naming the township as additionally insured. That was part of the package. And there will be 6 food vendors that will be inspected by the health department. That's state statute. So it looks like a well-organized, ready to rock and roll, pun intended, event that I think we're in good shape for. Our newest clerk will need a motion to approve the application. If you would, sir. Move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Also, again, in the direction of the committee, I sat down with our health department. It's been a fairly long, hot summer. You will find on the township website conservation tips for water. We also hooked up to the police department and used Swift 911 for anyone that has signed up for that to receive the same tips via the telephone. We are having a renewed effort in the area of code enforcement. Last week alone, 40 notices of violation were written by our code enforcement officer. This is being a little more proactive would be a good way to say it. There are things that happen in this beautiful town that shouldn't, and we're going to try and change the public's minds on these kind of things and keep Colts Neck as beautiful as it is, as it should be. Notice of violation is simply a shot across the bow. It says, look, here's the problem, here's the ordinance, and it gives the resident an abate date. Like, let's say the ordinance says, don't put your brush up for 7 days, and go 7 days ahead of your pickup, and you put it up 3 months ahead. Just because it was easiest for you. The notice of violation will say, please abate within 7 days. On the 8th day, the code enforcement officer will be driving around with his stack of notices of violation, and anybody that has disregarded that notice of violation will be issued a summons. Most of them were brush related, a couple were property maintenance, and one was an unregistered rental. So he is, let's just say, more active. And finally, I'd like to thank Wayne. We had a township tree that's coming down on some private property, and Quackenbush came in and gave us an estimated $800. They didn't know where to charge it, so I charged it to 20 communities.
You can't do that.
We've been through this before.
Did I tell you to keep smiling? I'm just kidding. I charged it to Shade Tree. You took that pretty well. That's it, Mayor.
I just really.
I could have sold his gun, but I couldn't keep a straight face.
Thank you. We also had attached to your administrative report some information from our township engineer about the grant for paving of our streets. We had discussed it last meeting. The two recommendations was Laird Road from Crossroads to Highway 34 or 5 Points Road from Howell Township border to Route 18 Overpass Bridge. I'm sure you've had a chance to look at Mr. Birkin's report and his feelings towards it, and I personally would follow his recommendation of choosing 5 points for the reasons that he listed.
Yeah, what we had asked him to go back and ask, we want to know the length of the roads, and he went some other factors. And 5 points is a little bit longer than led by 700 feet. One's 3,700, one's 3,000. For those that were interested in that particular selection process. He also noted that 5 points has 5 intersecting streets, and Laird has none. Pretty big thing. And 5 points is an arterial road, where Laird's a collector road, which is also a pretty big factor. That was the deputy mayor's suggestion that we look at 5 points. Turns out to be probably the right thing.
And with all of that, it gives us the best chances of obtaining the grant from the Department of Transportation. All okay with that?
Yep.
Great. So if we could go ahead and move forward with that grant application in that road, that would be wonderful. Item number 13, motion to approve the vouchers. Mr. Fitzgerald?
Yeah, I did review the vouchers. I did pull one out today because there was a voucher in there for $200 volunteer insurance, and we did, Administrator Anthony was kind enough just to pick up back around with that and forgive my half-minded. We did check, I did speak with the financial officer. We had put that in place just to make sure that there was coverage for any volunteers, including the fair and others. It covers us for a year. It's a fairly nominal sum of $200, but as you know, I'm pretty diligent about that stuff. So I pulled that just to confirm that it was not duplicative, and it's not. And with that, I would ask for approval of the vouchers as listed.
Great. Any comments? If not, a motion?
Move.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Deputy Mayor Dorgo?
Yes.
Mayor Daniel?
Yes.
Mayor Fitzgerald?
Yes.
Mayor Landgraf?
Yes.
Mayor Shatner?
Yes, except for if they routine that. Township committee reports. Mike, you want to keep it rolling there?
I went to, I think we were last night, nothing really much new except for the one piece, there's an application there for what's announced to a 7-lot subdivision on the corner of Lakeside and 537. I always like to talk about it in these meetings so everybody's not surprised when the excavators go in and do that stuff. They have some keys to cross and others to dot, but that'll eventually happen. And other than that, fairly quiet.
You know, just one, for those that did not get the reverse 911 or not signed up for it, do that. I believe we got one from the police about another couple of stolen vehicles, right?
Big check all over.
Yeah, and these happen to be Rancho Pole, but just does remind folks, don't leave your key in the car. Don't leave the fob close enough to the car. We go through these little spats of these things where certain people's vehicles get stolen because they leave the key in the car. Don't do it, all right? And if your neighbors and your friends that you know may do it, leave the purse with the key in the car, just remind them gently, or maybe not so gently at this point, because this is about the 5th or 6th time this has happened, that there are people out there looking to steal your cars.
It's actually 12th and 13th.
I wasn't counting. But it's all the thefts have been that. The people leaving their keys in the car, the fob close enough to the car where that's the problem. So, just a gentle reminder. I have a couple other things, one other police related thing. So, on the deer issue, I know we talk about this periodically, and I did talk to the deputy mayor about it. So our numbers for taking deer we're up about 10% this year. So we got about a 10% increased deer taking. But maybe more telling, I had asked the chief last year to start keeping record of the number of deer-related accidents and other interactions. And this, I believe, is the first month that I have direct comparison. So, meaning August. So we started last August, and the discrepancy, while it might not be totally telling because it's only 1 month, maybe just a snapshot, it's not insignificant. In August 2014, we had 10 deer-related motor vehicle accidents and 12 other deer-related incidents, such as a deer being struck or injured deer or things of that nature. So that was 22 incidents last August. This August, not to say that the deer are not out there, we did not have any motor vehicle accidents and only 5 related deer incidents. Pretty substantial drop-off. Hard to say whether that's directly related to the increased taking of the deer at this point, but we'll continue to track it, we'll continue to let you know what we're doing, and we'll continue to talk about other ways and means to manage the deer population. But interesting bit of information in any case. On the litigation front, for those that are, again, interested in COA, the COA front is very active, the affordable housing front is very active. All municipalities are involved in litigation in the Superior Court of New Jersey involving affordable housing. And basically the status of that right now is that builders' remedy lawsuits have stayed until December 8th, meaning that a builder can't come in and sue us, at least until that time, because we're not allowing them to build affordable housing. In the interim, we're submitting a plan to the judge. In fact, there was a case management conference today. Yeah. I don't know how that went. No, today, yeah. And we have a plan, a draft plan in any case, that we reviewed on our last COA meeting, which was just last week, yeah. It was just last week, and it'll ultimately go into final form. That'll be submitted to the court for consideration. And it's our position that we do not have any further affordable housing obligation, and that takes into account a lot of factors, including such significant distinctive factors in Colts Neck as the fact that we're well and septic, we have a lot of reserved land, we have a lot of agricultural land, and a number of other things that if you're really interested in it, once the report goes final, I'll be happy to share it. So that's it on that front. Library recarpeting is done. For those that haven't Been in there since it reopened, which I believe was on Tuesday? Yesterday. Yeah. It is open. Good job on that. One or two residents may have brought some issues regarding some walkway concerns to our attention. I believe for the most part those have been repaired. So, and if there are any additional ones, just let us know. We'll bring it over to the DPW and let them know about. So that should be done. September is library card sign-up month. If you don't have a library card and like to patronize the library and avail yourself of many of their good services, certainly stop by. Part of the Monmouth County Library System, it offers many residents free services such as downloadable ebooks, audiobooks, magazines, and access to research for school and business. Good for all ages, can be used from home and even from mobile devices. So it's a good resource both for the adults and for the children. That's it for me, Mayor.
Great, thank you, Chair.
Just two items, Mr. Mayor. First and foremost, and at the risk of patting each other on the back, I wanted to take this opportunity to recognize both you and Committeeman Macnow on making tonight possible. You spent a lot of time, and I'm referring to our appointments tonight. You both acted as sourcer, recruiter, employee relations, human relations, and interviewers, both first round, second round, third round. And for that, I want to say thank you. I know that I expressed it to you both privately, but I think publicly, tonight was a big deal. And I think Kathleen, you're a testament to that. So congratulations, and I know that we had a round of applause for everyone being sworn in tonight, but I do want to take a minute and just give some applause to the two committeemen up here for their the fair. So we had a big fair this year, and I've been going to that fair as long as I can remember. And I will tell you, you've seen ups and downs, and I'm happy to report I don't have all the numbers, but I should have some for the next meeting. And that is, we received more folks at the gate this year than we did last year.
By far.
So, by far. So that's good news. And that's it.
Excellent, Tommy.
Farmland, one of our applicants is moving along, the state was out and visited him today, so hopefully we should hear something. I wouldn't wait much before the first of the year, but by that time, once they get a hold of us, then we'll set through and go with the engineers and see how we can have. CNBA, we had a meeting today. Pig roast is September 21st. Anybody wants to go to the Bucks Mill Park, 6 p.m. I think it is. You're more than welcome to show up, whether you have a business or not. It's a good time for 2.5, 3 hours and no speeches. That's all I have. I'll take care of it.
Excellent. Thank you. I just have a few things. Speaking of the library, tomorrow at the library, 11 a.m., the Colts Neck Women's Club is hosting a mental health awareness seminar with many speakers that are going to be there. So please spread the word there, and if you're around, swing by. Obviously, I can't go meeting without saying how well our first aid and fire departments do, responding to all the emergencies in town. Our health department is very busy at work because of the low water tables, and we also have, right around the corner, since summer's officially over, we have our flu shot clinic Wednesday, October 14th from 9:30 a.m. till 10:30 a.m. At the courthouse, and that's open to Colts Neck Township residents who are senior citizens 62 and older. So if you need more information from that, we'll have it on the website and our health department. Soccer opening day, I love opening day activities, is this Saturday, September 12th. So there'll be 100 plus kids out getting ready for soccer. I'm coaching again, I'm excited about that. The fair, to talk a little more about, just fantastic. I can't remember a fireman's fair or a Colts Neck country fair that we didn't have some type of rain at least an hour or two during it. We had zero every hour the fair was open, that the weather was cooperative. So that was very, very nice to see. And some of my best moments were just stopping for a second, closing my eyes, and just listening to the children's laughter. So the amount of hours and work that goes into there from our volunteers to pull that off, just fantastic. So I was very happy to be there, and I'll have to get a part-time job to support my children's rides and games happening next year. But it all goes to good causes, so I was very happy to either hit a golf ball into the lake for the Lions Club, because I never pretty much got over the lake, or spin a wheel for another organization. So it's wonderful. Yes?
Health officer, when I was in here today talking about 3 more wells going dry here in town right now. They're gonna have to get them lowered. The water temperature's going down quite a bit. You can see that by the reservoir. So if you don't have to do any unnecessary irrigating or something like that, I'll take about 6 permits so far as the last few years.
Yes, including my office building has no water. So that's been a challenging, my employees are loving me at this point. And the last thing I have is a more somber note, but obviously our next meeting is after September 11th. And as the years continue to go on, and I think about my children who aren't even born during that event, but near and dear to all of us in this room, some probably closer than others. After that event, we, as a community, once again, brought together volunteers, fundraising efforts, everything that we needed to do. And if you haven't had a chance to visit our September 11th memorial, right to the side of Town Hall, between Town Hall and the courthouse, there's not a better day than September 11th upcoming to go ahead and do that. A lot of significance in that garden, from the 5 residents that we lost to others that were lost. And I'm very happy that we have that there year-round, but that will be one of my first stops on September 11th. So just wanted to bring that to you. With that, I will open comments from the public. Jeff.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. Jeff Sauter, 41 Ann Street, Colts Neck. Quick question to you, Mayor. I know Jared Angle, Committeeman Jared Angle, has been out, missing, a few meetings here and there. And with him present tonight, maybe he can shed some news to the public that came up at the last meeting, with his house up for sale, if he's just moving within town or if he's going to be leaving us as a committee for us.
Sure, just as a note of reference, if you remember, there's some public notices going out. We changed the last 2 meetings by a week's time. So just like I do, I'm sure Committeeman Engel got his schedule for the year down, and those 2 changes is what affected the last 2 meetings that we didn't attend.
No, absolutely.
Yeah, and I appreciate you saying that, Jim. But to answer your question, I think the important question is if my house is for sale, does that somehow impact my ability to be a township committeeman? And the answer is obviously no. I love being a township committeeman. I take it very seriously. I love this town, and it's business as usual. And I have no other further comment.
Awesome. I'm glad that you're going to be with us long term. Thank you. With respect to the capital roads projects, I know just like, I've been asking questions about the status of the town administrator position. I'm one of those public, people that ask questions about that major capital road projects. I know you did finally talk about it tonight, about the, applying for the grant and selecting the road for that, and I'm sure you did that right in time so we don't avoid any time constraints on applying for that grant, so that's good. But what is the longer term plan for the capital roads projects? Could you give the public a little bit more of an update on that, or is that just something you'll be kicking that can down the road further? Thank you, Mayor, for your comments.
Sure, the road has been spoken about roads have been spoken about in this room for the last 9 years. We have paid millions of dollars of roads over those years. Some as pay as you go, some as bonds. It's no secret, reflecting the minutes, that I have probably spoken more about roads than most. So this particular year, during the budget session and other meetings, we've talked about roads. We've had a list of roads. We've talked about prioritizing roads. We have that list. And I've also stated at many meetings that the reason that we haven't gone out with our bond this year is because there is one additional project, which is a possibility of some expansion of the police department and courthouse. So we're still working that up, and until that project comes to a conclusion and we have that number, and that's when we're going to back that number out if we go in that direction, and then have a number to left over in the bond that we anticipate doing that will pay a certain amount of roads.
Do you
So that's
have
how we've done that.
do you have an approximate date, like, you know, you're targeting, the committee's targeting when these decisions might be made?
I don't.
We had to wait for a report from an expert on the police station before we made a decision. Which one was suggested? Yeah, we had to wait for the guy to get his report on that.
Okay.
We'll talk about that particular issue once we know whether we're going to commit funds out of that bond to the police station. Then we'll be in a position to bid out for the roads that we approve this year.
No, and that's understandable, and I appreciate that. It's just that at the meeting in which the DPW director was here, which was many, many meetings ago, it's the only time any discussion's been brought up about roads. So, but I'm so glad that you're talking about it now, and you can keep us informed.
It's there. The list,
Yeah.
the priority list of roads is there for public consumption. Anybody can look at them, and probably most of you will look at that list and drive down those roads and say, yeah, these roads really need to be repaired, and we know that, and it's simply a function of our financial ability to do things. And we try to manage and do the best we can with the limited funds that we have, understanding that at times other factors come into play. In this particular case, we have an issue with the police department, with that building itself. And that's going to have some bearing on what we do as far as roads, but it'll all be for public consumption. There's nothing secretive about it. We have a list, and as much as we can afford to do, based on the bond issue, that's what we're going to do.
Yeah, we all have our financial constraints, and I understand that, and other projects may come up, I understand that. It's just been quiet, and I appreciate your comments on keeping the public informed on it. Thank you.
Other comments? Elaine?
Elaine, Route 34, can I address Mr. McNabb, please? Mr. McNabb, you questioned Mr. Rogers about how many meetings did he attend in the past 5 years at the August 19th meeting. Prior to you being elected committeeman, how many meetings did you attend?
Any other comments, Elaine?
No, I'm asking him a question. Or any of you fellow committeemen, not Republican meetings, actual township meetings. Be careful how you answer this question, because us regulars, we were here and we know you did not. I think that was really a bullying tactic on your part, and you should refrain from those kind of comments.
Appreciate your comment. Thank you.
Other public comments? Vince?
Yes. A few things. First of all, I agree with the choice of 5 Point Road, because it's 5 Point Road in Colts Neck, but it is obviously, when you look at the total length, you go down to Howell, it really connects 537, Route 33, and all the way down to 524. It's in effect an eastern bypass of Route 9, very straight historic road, and probably, arguably, is the most heavily traveled municipal road in Colts Neck. And when you add in fact, the high school is there, added traffic to it. So I think it is a very important road, and it's a very good choice. So I agree with that. I'd also like to commend the proactive approach of our health department in getting out the word about the importance of conserving water. As Committeeman Borgo noted, wells are dropping, the water table is dropping, and people have to understand that the aquifers that are used, primarily the Englishtown aquifer, but also Mount Laurel in the northwest, they are down significantly, and they don't come back quickly. There is a connection. You see the reservoir drop. There is a hydraulic connection between the two. The water table pressure moving laterally, you see it drop. And so it's going to be a period when people really need to conserve. We're supposed to get a heavy rain tomorrow. That'll be nice, and it'll pump up the reservoir, but aquifers don't recharge that quickly. This is something that people really need to do throughout the fall. Be careful with their water use, because unless of course they'd like to run the risk of having to run well. I think that's, very much to be commended for being proactive. But I think particularly tonight, because we are in a moment of particular transition, and I did want to come to acknowledge and welcome our new administrator, and also to acknowledge and congratulate Beth Cara on her new position, much deserved, and to thank Tom Andis for his work here. He's been a seamless transitional figure, very welcoming, fine man to work with. So, this is just in keeping with the ongoing even flow of governmental activity, and it really, it's a good example. I mean, it's great to see Bob Down back here, this is really a continuum rather than, in so many places, it's herky-jerky, and you never know what's happening. Here, we really do have a smooth flow, so I really appreciate that and all the effort that went into the process. So thank you.
Vince, of the wells that are going dry, we're over the Revolutionary Road area right now.
I know.
It's always that.
I know. I've been noting the geology the last time. This time I have some thoughts. Not.
About irrigating, one small useless fact, it takes 27,000 gallons of water to put 1 inch of water on 1 acre.
Thank you. Actually, Mrs. Casagrande.
For the clerk's records, I reside in Spring Lake Heights. Professionally, I have been borough administrator for Borough Ferry for the past 5 years. I came here tonight to wish my good friend and now colleague well, but mostly to congratulate the Township Committee on an outstanding choice for your Township Administrator. Kathleen was my assistant when I was the administrator in Spring Lake Heights, and I will tell you, she is one of the most effective and efficient people I've ever worked with professionally. I don't lack for self-confidence when it comes to my professional abilities, but I always knew Kathleen was the one person who would give me a run for my money someday. And I also want to say that I am on the executive board for the New Jersey Municipal Managers Association, and that we have any number of outstanding professional administrators here in Monmouth County. My colleague Brian is one of them here tonight, and we will be available to Kathleen for collaboration, and I don't doubt we'll look to her for leadership right out of the box.
Thank you very much. Mr. Wilcox.
Yeah, Holden Wilcox, 92 Clover Hill Road. I just wanted to kind of reiterate this change of administration. My request or observation that the township should be on the bills list, and in the system that produces the bills list should be filling in item descriptions. As if you look down through the bills list, you'll find roughly 50% of the transactions have no items descriptions. Look at like 39768 S&S Worldwide, and pardon me, I don't know who S&S Worldwide is. You have $900 in 4 line items. There's nothing there that says what any one of those lines represent. And it obviously would be very helpful to the people who read these bill lists and perhaps even analyze them, to actually have some clue as to what this stuff is. And over time, remember that these things stay up on the internet for a number of years, and even the people who approved it probably won't remember why it is they approved that $921 for this company. So you're paying for the system, and it's probably a 40-character field, and it's pretty easy to keep another 20, 30 characters. And Public Works typically does a very good job to get some kind of clue as to what's going on. Other groups don't. So I would hope that level could be lifted as opposed to staying at its present mediocre level.
Very good. Thank you. And obviously we have the supports of invoices and purchase orders and all those, so that was all in our records. But to your point, to the public, to see if we can get a little more detail out there. Thank you.
Well, Mayor, I apologize, I want to go to the record, but so it's not going to be for summer programs. One of the difficulties is 20 characters kind of doesn't do it justice, but the addition would have to be 4 separate invoices for summer programs for recreation, which I do take the time, I didn't remember the English number we was rattling off, I just said it, but for the most part, I do look at the background stuff, and I am the third, if not fourth, in the process of those approvals. So rest assured, the checks and balances are in there, but we'll see if there's some more detail, there might be more related.
Okay. Mrs. Wilcox?
Yeah, I just got a question. This back to the water. In the last year, we lost our road. And one of the things that irritated me most was that I'd go up and down the street and there'd be people watering their lawns with automatic. And is there any way, or is there any ordinance, or should there be an ordinance that stops them when we have this situation from watering their lawns?
Yes. So when the state comes out with some mandates, that's when we follow that, which we have done in past years. It hasn't gone to that point yet, but obviously the second that happens, then we'll kick in with the state requirements.
And how is it regulated? Because I still see them. I still see them, if we have a little bit of brainstorm, they're still going.
Right.
The state regulates water usage in the state.
What do we do?
We can't because we don't have the sophistication to make those determinations as to when and how much water can be used. We rely upon the state, just as every other municipality does, to make those calculations, and when the state issues a water emergency and they issue orders,
I think we did 2009.
maybe,
2010.
we've done odd evens, or we've done things of that nature, that all comes from the state level, we don't have any control over.
I understand, but you could, like, the policemen are going around, just good persons. Can I not pay down the address of people that are literally, I mean, they're asking somebody to take half a shower and not brush their teeth without turning the water off, and they're out there using gallons of water just because they want a pristine lawn.
Not until there's a state mandate.
Right.
Once the state issues an order that we have to abide by certain conditions for water usage, then it becomes enforceable, but until that time,
No, I understand the enforceable part. I don't see it being enforced afterwards.
Because it hasn't. Right. Well, if it does, we will enforce it this year. So thank you for your.
Please, I would appreciate it.
Absolutely.
hopefully it doesn't get to that
What it
point.
was like.
Hopefully it doesn't get to that point, we get some rain.
I certainly do too.
Good, thank you. Ruth, did you have something?
Yes, I just wanted to say that during the June 10th meeting, I made a comment, and the meetings don't accurately reflect what I said, and I just wanted to correct the record because it actually states that I commented that I am the training officer for First Aid Squad, and we all know that that's not correct, and I was actually commending you for doing that for so many years and doing such a superior job, but it also states that I do not appreciate the attacks that are being made during each public meeting, and it kind of suggests that the attacks are directed at me, and I just wanted that to be clarified.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Michael?
Thank you for the attention to enforcing the codes with the brush. I think that's an investment in our future. Obviously, it degrades the infrastructure of the town, which leads to more road repair, more bonds and debt service. So thank you for helping keep Colts Neck a beautiful place to live and grow. Last year, I believe perhaps earlier this year, the township authorized additional codes to give additional tools in the toolbox to the township on the abandoned properties. Has any action been taken? What is the update on the abandoned properties? Has there been any more abandoned properties? Have there been any police reports or issues at the abandoned properties? Anything that you can share on that?
I can, yeah, this is one of my little pet peeves also. So in conjunction with the township administrator, the interim township administrator, our code enforcement officer, we issued a number of notices to property owners and mortgagees on properties that fell into a certain criteria for being abandoned under our ordinance. We actually established a point system, came up with a point system and evaluated properties on that basis pursuant to the criteria under the ordinance, which is adopted by according to state statute. Notices went out to a number, seven specific properties. Of those 7, one has agreed to, I think has actually done work property on Route 34, David Bacon. In fact, that house, I believe, is on the market. That's the one that Committeeman England mentioned. One has appealed. Yeah, that appeal is going to actually be heard tomorrow. The other 5 are pending, and because we're in a transition, the next step we just waited for, the administrator and I discussed this, the next step in the process is to violate, the teeth in the ordinance is a monetary penalty to be assessed against the mortgagee. That's really the last section of the ordinance, but it's really the teeth in the ordinance. So if there's no abatement, we have the ability to fine the mortgagees $1,500 a day. Before we started doing it just happens to be right now where we're transitioning, so we've just waited. We're at the point, the 30 days were up a couple of weeks ago. Instead of getting into this whole process, which we have to consult with our attorney about, we opted to wait for our new administrator to come out. Those notices will go out within the next, as soon as she's settled in and ready to go, and we meet with our attorney and figure out how exactly, because it's totally new, the statute's new, so our ordinance is new. I'm not sure how many towns have done it in the past, but we'll seek guidance from council, and that's where we'll start seeking enforcement. There are other properties that are on our radar, some that have not met our criteria for being quote-unquote abandoned within the meaning of our ordinance, but have property maintenance issues. So we've issued appropriate notices to them, and those are being reevaluated also. There's one on Blackbriar in particular that's a particular concern to a number of residents that we're... That one just won't come to the mind. So there are 5 of them that we're closely keeping an eye on. If they do fall within the criteria, they'll get noticed also.
Lastly, Chief, since you're here, can you think of any lease issues on those abandoned properties? I don't, and any reports lately.
We haven't had any lately.
Thank you.
And any thoughts, since the chief is here, on the overnight parking where vehicles are parked overnight on the street?
We're talking about with our code enforcement with that.
Yeah, it's on code enforcement.
Yeah.
Thank you. But if you see those things, Mike, don't be afraid to call the administrator of the week. Let us know and we'll pass them along. So that's obviously helpful to us. When we see the rush out, overnight cars, properties aren't being kept up. We keep the eyes out there for us.
Any other?
Rather than code enforcement, we enforce the overnight parking every night. Officers are supposed to be out there doing that. So rather than call code enforcement, if you have a nighttime, just call us or guys will go right out and take care of it that night.
Please use a non-emergency.
Right. Debbie?
Hi, Debbie. I have just a quick question about that voucher for $200. Maybe I didn't hear it all. Could you just explain it, what you were talking about the volunteer?
No, it's not. It's there was a miscommunication here. It's for a summer program for recreation.
Oh, but that was the $200 voucher? Oh, okay. I thought it was with insurance.
Oh, the insurance one, it was checked. I'm sorry. It was, I'm sure it was checked.
Yeah.
No, I'm confused.
Yeah, now I
Yeah,
know.
the $200 voucher, the voucher for summer program is $921. That was the
Okay. Yeah,
The $200 voucher was for insurance for volunteers, and it gets, it looks like it covers, it's a small hole that we had to make sure that we have coverage for volunteers that aren't already covered. And don't worry, nothing's changed in the conversation we had.
Okay, so in what situation would that be?
We can talk offline.
We'll talk to me. It'll be an occasional volunteer, someone who's not a first aid or fire person.
Right.
Somebody
Okay.
who's
Nothing to do with the fire.
Nothing to do with, nothing's changed in our conversation from before. We're all still covered.
We're just making sure that there's no duplicative coverage. That's what we're looking to not pay twice for the same thing. So the first aid squad's paying for a coverage, and then the town's paying for the same coverage. That's all we're looking to avoid doing.
Right. Elaine?
Yes, I'd like to thank Chief Slaughter for getting the vehicles online that he applied for and received the honors. And I hope you continue to do that to save us money. Thank you.
Seeing no other public comments, our last, we started this evening saying how impressed we were that fellow township administrators attended tonight. I'm even more impressed that they sat through another meeting. I really was ready to just kind of wave to you on the way out. So, but now, of course, maybe more nervous, especially with Mr. Bowden here, so hopefully I did well still, sir. And
67.
There you go. There you go. And with that, our last resolution is executive session. We need a motion.
Second.
All in favor? Great. Thank you.